Good morning, my dear friend, and welcome back to the Morning Minute Meditation here at the Higher Grounds Podcast. Appreciate you joining me today. What is the determining factor of whether a person is genuinely born again or not? We have to admit that there are many who are religious who are not saved. Even Jesus Christ himself said in the Sermon on the Mount that at the day of judgment that there would be many that would say to him at that day that they have cast out devils in his name and in his name done many wonderful works. But Jesus said at that day, he said, I will say to them, depart from me, ye that work iniquity, I never knew you. So there's a lot of people who have a false profession of faith, or they are religious but lost without Christ. The Bible makes this statement. We all know it. The Apostle Paul, writing to the church at Corinth, 2 Corinthians 5:17, he said, therefore, if any man be in Christ, he's a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. In other words, there is an obvious change. Now, does the change take place in everyone's life? Yes. Does it take place in an exponential way in everyone's life? No. I mean, not at the same pace or at the same time. But yes, there is an obvious change and there is a progression in sanctification in that person's life. In the book of James and chapter number 1 and verse 26, James, the half-brother of Jesus, makes this statement. He said, if any man among you seem to be religious, in other words, he says he's saved, he acts like, he's a religious man. He said, and this man bridleth not his tongue. In other words, he cannot control how he talks. Here's what James said. He said, he deceiveth his own heart, and this man's religion is vain. In other words, it's of naught. It's not real. Here's an illustration that I ran across the other day. John Hess Yoder was a missionary, may still be for that matter, in Southeast Asia among the Laotian people. And when Laos and Vietnam were deciding on the border and who would be paying taxes, they did not draw a boundary line that geographically separated the two countries. And then if you were on one side of the line, you paid taxes to Laos, and on the other side of the line to Vietnam. Here's what they said. The two kings determined that it was how you lived your life that was the determining factor as to whether or not you were Vietnamese or Laotian. For instance, the Laotian people eat short-grained rice. They live in houses that are built on stilts, and they decorate their homes with Indian-style serpents. Those people, regardless of where they lived along the border, were considered to be Laotian. The Vietnamese people ate long-grain rice, and they built their houses on the ground, and they decorated their homes with Chinese-styled dragons. In other words, the way they lived their lives determined what they were. Now, I would say the same about Christian people. The way we live our lives, in the end, is going to determine whether the goods that we say we have are real or false. Let me ask you a question. Has the profession of faith you say you have, has it changed your life? Consider what I say today, my friend. Have yourself a great day.